So Trump's mugshot, of course, dropped the other day, and the internet blew up, and you have resistance liberals absolutely love the mugshot, but also the hardcore Trump fans absolutely love the mugshot. The Trump fans think it looks cool. The resistance liberals are like, look at this idiot criminal. I mean, it's fun. It's fun all around. Everybody's enjoying themselves. Well, Fox News, you're not going to be surprised to learn what direction they went in with the mugshot. But honestly, guys, if you told me beforehand it would be this extreme fawning, I may not have believed it. Because, I mean, they are just fully embarrassing and humiliating themselves with how hard they're leaning into this thing. So I got plenty of these clips for you. Let's go ahead and start.
Why do they need a mugshot in Georgia and not everywhere else?
The sheriff said that's protocol, and they weren't going to make an exception. And I am now going to book the Fulton County photographer for my Christmas card. Because, Judge, and I say this with a unblemished record of heterosexuality, he looks good. And he looks hard. And why would you think that you wouldn't practice the shot? Is that a surprise?
I can't. Yeah, it's unbelievable. I mean, look, Crystal and I actually talked about it beforehand that, yeah, if you smile in the mugshot, that actually makes it look like you're taking it in stride. And like, this is nothing to me. And I didn't really do anything wrong. And it's like you're trolling the criminal justice system if you're smiling. He did the opposite. He did like the sour puss face. And they're still acting like, bro, he looks so cool and so hard, bro.
Of course you practice the mugshot. You only don't practice if you're drunk.
That was Biden being like, yeah, he's a handsome guy, wonderful guy. God, he hasn't said anything about any of the cases. And then when asked, he's like, yeah, he's a handsome guy. He's playing that part well.
It's a handsome mugshot. My wife says he looks fierce. He looks hard. But he doesn't look scared, does he? Doesn't look humiliated. He looks exactly the opposite of how the left thought he'd look. So the media, once they observed the impact of the image, now say it wasn't natural. It wasn't authentic because the look was planned.
The former president's team had actually discussed what they wanted that mugshot to look like prior to him going to the Fulton County Jail and taking it. And the former president himself ultimately decided that he wanted to look, quote, defiant. That is something that his advisors have told me. And he chose purposefully not to smile.
How dare the former president think about how he's going to look in a photo? Sorry, we can't all be like Hunter and forget there's cameras everywhere.
Now, Hunter looks cool. Come on, man. He's always got like the cigarette in his mouth, no shirt on, you know, laying in bed. Or there's a video or an image with like 3 women fighting over his dick. Like, what? Come on, man. He's like, now Hunter looks like a loser, but Trump in this picture, man, he looks great. The dick riding is endless. Endless. And by the way, they weren't bringing up the thing about like describing that him and his team discussed how to take the picture. They weren't bringing that up to like take a shot. They're just describing what actually happened behind the scenes. Like, they're just giving the news, Jesse. There was no hint of like, he was planning beforehand. There was no hint of that. Oh, God, he's so pathetic. It gets worse, by the way. I got more videos for you.
Can you believe the former president struck a determined glare after the Democrats arrested him for the 4th time? Why won't he just plead guilty and start serving his sentence?
The main point to take away from all of this is, look at who they're preaching to. Only 25% say Trump is not guilty in the sensitive documents case. Only 23% say not guilty in falsifying business records. Only 26% say not guilty in the election subversion case in D.C. And only 26% say not guilty in the Georgia election subversion case. We talked about this the other segment, but here we have 62% say Trump committed a crime. That number is even higher among independents. So who are you preaching to, Jet? He's just preaching to that choir, but that's the thing. These guys are so extreme. They just keep siloing themselves off into a smaller and smaller portion of the country. All right, I got more for you. Jesse Waters continues.
And everyone's talking about it. Black Americans online, some of them are saying, I'm voting for Trump now, because they, too, have sometimes felt they've been unfairly targeted by the criminal justice system.
How do I even respond to that? He's like, you know, black people, a lot of them are criminals. And so they're like, now Trump's a criminal. He's one of us. Huh? Oh, my God. Jesse, for the love of God, stop embarrassing yourself.
And you know, in this country, nationally, 1 or 2% of the black vote swinging to the Republicans, That's the election right there. So the Democrats have overplayed their hand. They've done something that no one else has ever been able to do.
By the way, that is not the election right there. What are the numbers? Like 91% of black people vote Democratic. You think if it's 90%, like it's game over? No.
And that's make Trump a sympathetic character. They've made him a martyr. And I want to get arrested because I definitely need some sympathy.
Okay, so he's acting like, bro, this mugshot is a political win for Trump, especially with black people, because they're like, bro, he's being persecuted because the cops are bad to us, so the cops are being bad to him. Bro. Again, I want to reiterate this. Only 25% say he's not guilty in the classified documents case. 23% say not guilty of business fraud. 26% say not guilty in the election subversion case. And 26% say not guilty in the Georgia election subversion case. Over 60% of the country overall says he's guilty. The idea this is a net win for Donald Trump is an absolute fantasy, utterly made up. I got one more for you. Let's have some fun.
That mugshot situates Trump in a cultural context that I'm not sure his enemies may have anticipated. Now he joins Frank Sinatra. He joins Elvis Presley. He joins Johnny Cash and Tupac Shakur. And he didn't only know some of these people, meaning he is now seen by non-political folks as a rebel, an outsider with swagger. And as one black lady I spoke with earlier today here in New Orleans said, Trump's a gangster. And that means he has cred among a new block of voters that perhaps have never given him a serious look, and now they're looking again.
This is unbelievable. No, the normie reaction to this is going to be, oh my God, he's charged with 91 crimes. There's a lot of smoke, so there's probably fire. Oh my God, a mugshot dropped. Homie is a criminal. That's the normie reaction. It's not this like mental gymnastics, jujitsu thing of like, bro, rebel, revolutionary, outsider. He is the ultimate insider. Look, I don't know if they're really dumb enough to believe it or if they're just trying to push the narrative. Because this is what Trump does too, just try to spin everything into a win. Like, actually, no, it's good I got arrested. It's actually great that I got arrested. I don't even know what you're talking about. It's going to help me tremendously in the pose. I don't even know what you're talking about. So I don't know if they really believe it, or they're just pushing that as a narrative to try to make it true that if they insist for long enough, hey, this is a political winner, that maybe eventually they'll convince enough people it is a political winner and try to win over more support. I don't know what's going on, but either way, they are way out over their skis. Embarrassing. By the way, also, let's be clear, this is the first time maybe ever that usually these guys are like, you know, thin blue line, back the blue. How dare the left activists say defund the police? You know, respect our law enforcement, law and order. And then now all of a sudden it's like, bro, if you're a criminal, that means you must be an outsider and a rebel and a revolutionary and a good guy and stuff, bro. I mean, it's only when it comes to Trump that they flip that, right? When it comes to Trump, all of a sudden it's like defund the FBI or whatever. They've had some things where it's like go after law enforcement. But in every other context, it's like respect law and order. Totally flip on a dime. Look, they stand for nothing. They believe in nothing. It really goes to show you how terrible of an effect Fox has on the country, right? So they're preaching to that 25% base, and they have absolutely, positively, 100%, without a doubt, brainwashed them to the high heavens. Where now I wouldn't be surprised if some people out there truly do believe, hey, this is a political winner for the big guy. That's what it is. Oh, nothing pisses me off more than commentary that pretends to have its finger on the pulse, but it's the exact opposite. Like the inability to read the normie mood it's one of my biggest pet peeves. And this is just such a great example of it right here. I mean, it was wall to wall with this nonsense. Wall to wall. Hey y'all, do me a favor and like and subscribe. It helps out big time in the algorithm. Click the bell as well for notifications when videos drop, and watch that video on screen right now. You know you want to.